Hi, my name is Catherine Ward. I am a current second grade teacher at Mount Bethel Elementary. I'm working with Cindy Cabral, who is one of my coworkers, and we're going to talk a little bit today about a technology tool that we're going to implement to work on in our classroom. Can you give a little bit of background about yourself?
Yes. So, like I said, I'm Cindy Cabral. That what Catherine said. I've been teaching for almost 22 years, and so times have changed, and I love that we have so much more technology than we had in the classroom. And before COVID hit, we actually had a lot more technology in the classroom. And then once COVID came, our technology was taken away so that the kiddos could use that at home. And so we're just now slowly getting our technology back. It's not as much as we've had in the past. And so I would love some more ideas to start using it again because I feel like I've gotten into a rut of just doing more whole group stuff because of COVID. And it would be so nice now to get back into differentiating again and having kids work like in different various apps to help them like challenge themselves more, or those who need remediation, because the kids for the past 2 years, that's all they've been doing at home is working on their iPads and doing electronics. So I feel like we really need to bring that in even more so than we did before COVID hit.
Perfect. Can you tell me what technology you currently have in your classroom to use?
So I have a smart board and I have a document camera and I don't have any desktops. I have like um, 5 iPads and 3 laptops.
Okay. And how are you currently using those with your students?
Um, Gosh, not well. So the document camera and the smart board, they are used constantly all day
Okay.
long. But as far as like having the kids do the iPads, like right now, they're really just doing it for Raz Kids. It was a really slow bringing, like I said, because we finally were getting some of our technology back, but also because of COVID and the kids couldn't touch things and share things. So it's just now that they can start touching the iPad. So really, they just do Raz Kids, or they might every once in a while do a little bit of research on Pebble Go with a partner.
Perfect. So going into that, how do you feel about using technology based on how you're currently using it?
I feel like I need to do a lot better job. I need to, I want it to be more individualized to the
Okay.
kids and not just everybody, like everybody goes on Pebble Go or everybody's doing Raz Kids, which is great. That's perfect for the kiddos, and Raz Kids is individualized to a certain extent. But I would really like to have more like a center type approach, especially during math time, and have them going on various apps that I could say, well, you need more help with your math X and you need more help. But it's just sitting down and finding the time to go find all those iPads, because the other thing was our iPads were wiped clean.
Right.
So once they left us and went out to the community, they were wiped clean, full of it. Nothing was there anymore. And now it's just a matter of bringing all that back. And so our technology specialist has said, "Hey, what do you want on there?" And I don't know what I want on there. So it's a matter of doing that research and finding out the best apps to use for what they need.
Of course. So it sounds like we're looking at different ways to incorporate that technology more towards their math and their independent work as you're pulling small groups. Because it seems like you're using it with reading, given Raz Kids, and the kids are using it group work for Pebble Go and social studies and science, but more geared towards that math center. Is that what I'm?
Yes, I would love that.
Perfect. Okay, so thinking to the lesson that we worked on the other day,
Okay.
It looks like you were using the smart slides for your technology tool, and the kids were working on adding, subtracting two 3-digit numbers. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were doing it on their just their whiteboards.
Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how did you feel about that lesson?
I mean, I think it was probably like a 5 or 6. I mean, I think the lesson was fine. It was interactive. The kids were not sitting there; they weren't watching. I mean, they were doing stuff with me, but they're just so used to technology, and this is such a hard concept, is regrouping from the hundreds to the tens and then regrouping from the tens to the ones, that I just feel like they need a little, I don't know, they need that electronic stimulation, if you will, to help reinforce it even further. I mean, yes, they definitely need to be using their paper and pencil or their whiteboards and markers to get that practice going, but they also need something else to kind of stimulate them just a little bit more.
Of course. Did you feel, or do you feel like technology would be a further engagement for them? Like, did you feel like your kids were fully engaged in the lesson, or will technology help, like, bring in more engagement?
I thought that they were definitely engaged. I mean, they were all busy doing it, but I can tell there's some who are a little bit more advanced who would really, it would be nice to give them a little challenge to say, okay, you've got this, now move on. And besides just doing a practice page and the various games we have, it would be nice to have some type of technology for them to do as well.
Okay. What would you change about the lesson in order to move it closer towards that 10?
Well, definitely after watching the children, after doing like a formative on them and seeing who really does have it, and they just, if they have anything that's the matter, they just need little tweaks, like maybe they have a math fact wrong or something very simple like that. Or they're not lining up their numbers correctly, or they're misreading a number or transposing a number the wrong way. So I would like to kind of take those kids and just have them stay for one problem at the whiteboard, and then they would go off and do something. And then I would have a larger group, or in this for our particular class, it would be a larger group who would stay at the rug with me, and we would work through a couple more problems, and then I would release more kiddos to go off and do a little bit of their practice page, limit the number of problems on their practice page so that they still have time to do some type of centers for either for a small group coming together or for some type of remediation or enrichment.
Okay. So what I'm gathering is we're looking for, our goal is to find a math tool using technology, whether it's the iPads or the laptops. Hopefully it's one that can go across the board.
Right.
For them to independently work on that can go for remediation as well as enrichment.
Yes.
Okay. So
Find that miracle, Catherine.
so looking for that tool that then, again, you can work even with them, but keep track of what they're doing on that.
And that's the other thing, is to be able to keep track of it. That's why I love Raz Kids, because I can go in and say, oh, who missed these different story elements, or who missed cause and effect. So I can do that in Raz Kids, so I would love to find some type of tool that's the same way. And also, here's the thing, it doesn't cost a lot of money, because I can't individually put an app on our iPads. It would have to be across our whole second grade.
Okay, so an application that is individualized per student, offers remediation as well as enrichment, can be independently done at school or at home, and something that is feasible within what we're given.
Right.
So something that's approved by the county, doesn't cost extra money, even though it would be nice to get those funds from PTA or through our foundation.
Right.
But given what we have so many
We
resources.
could ask for a grant. That's a great idea. We could ask for a grant.
We have a lot of resources that are already there. So looking into those resources further. Okay. So what do we think next steps are to move towards that goal?
I need to probably research. I thought you were going to help me. But do some type of research to figure out what that app would be.
Okay. So
Or
I
it
think
might be multiple apps in that.
it could be.
Yeah.
We could give them a choice.
Right.
If we find some good ones when we're working together. And we can also ask around the grade level to see if anyone has implemented any of those in their own classroom and what's working for them as well. So looking for a tool and hopefully getting that downloaded, and we can start piloting that with the kids and kind of do that as an introductory lesson to see how they grasp it, and if it's something that they enjoy, or if it's something that's too difficult, maybe they don't quite understand or grasp the concept.
Right.
And we can go from there.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Perfect.
Girl, anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay.